morning, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, to some of you are going to catch this in the evening. I'm telling you, Samia River Lodge, I slept like a baby, yeah. I had so much fun at the campfire. I was with George. You guys remember George? George is the ranger of the place. So now we have to wake up at 6:30, imagine. He said we have to be that early so that we catch a glimpse of some of the wildlife that surrounds this incredible Murchison Falls National Park. So I'm looking forward to the trip, and I hope you guys will enjoy this as well. What I have in my hand is one of the incredible old art collections. It's a pipe, yeah, and it's actually written a price here. So I was thinking I could just leave this here at the front desk because I'm not taking it anywhere, because this place is covered in history and some incredible art pieces. So I'm just going to go over here and join my incredible gentleman, George. You guys remember George? George is the ranger, and he's going to make sure that I get awesome time staying around here. George, morning. Ah, man, I had to wake up so early. I'm not a person who is so good at waking up early, but I'm looking forward to the trip.
Please.
Yeah?
Welcome.
Thank you. Sitting right here. Yeah. There we go. Well, George, it feels like this is my idea concept of happiness, enjoying the world in a game park like this.
Well, I want to thank you and welcome you again for the safari today.
Yeah.
It's a great morning.
Yeah.
George is still with you.
Yeah.
I'm taking you out for a safari today, and we will be on the south side, so we'll be going to the honeymoon track.
Murchison Falls became one of Uganda's first national parks in 1952. It is Uganda's largest and oldest conservation area, hosting 76 species of mammals and 451 birds.
I don't know why they gave it the name honeymoon.
I'm also wondering.
But when you get into the honeymoon, everything looks wild. It is a place which is not tempered. So I kind of begin to have an idea of what honeymooners are always. They don't want to be disturbed. They're just on their own. But the park is a habitat of 451 species of birds. It's also a habitat of 76 species of mammals. It used to be a habitat of the big five, but one of the big five is extinct, the rhino. We have some rhinos though that have been brought in. We have two at Ziwa, at the zoo at Untitled, and then we also have some rhinos at Ziwa. But the rhinos we have at Ziwa, there is a plan to reintroduce them to the park. And the good news is that they will be put on the south side of the park.
Wow.
So probably when you come to the honeymoon, you'll be able to find some.
Next time I come.
Yes, the next time you come, you will probably find the rhino here, and so you'll kind of enjoy the rhinos.
You're making it look so stylish and cool. I mean, you always use your binoculars. I feel like I should also, I should have brought a pair of that.
Yeah, if you're going to be a student, you cannot fail to carry a pen. Because when the teacher is teaching you, you have to write. So on our left, we have hartebeest.
Yeah.
It's an animal we kind of see. It's a hartebeest. Some people have called it Kongon.
I have some brothers of mine and sisters who would be interested to come and enjoy this experience, but they would want to wonder, how safe is it? How safe are these drives?
When you're inside the car, all the animals feel okay, except when people are moving on foot. Some of them will tend to run, but it's a nice experience. Coming out to have a look at them, it's okay. It's safe to be in the wild, but also when you're in the wild, they always say that you have to take precaution because you don't know these animals, you don't know their behavior, and anything can happen to them. For example, buffalo, according to the hunting website, they say buffalo is a blind, it's a dark death, yeah, black death, because they're unpredictable. They are there looking at you, and all of a sudden they can, they can begin to chase you. Yeah. And they say the buffalo kills in Africa 250 people per year.
What?
Yeah. I'll tell you a little bit about conservation. Now, conservation has changed. In the past, they used to protect animals, humans from animals, because animals would go to attack. And so when they would hear maybe a buffalo or there is a cub which has gone to a community, they would get a whole truck of rangers to go shoot it down. And so when they could shoot it down, they would give the meat to the community. Please, have an eat, have an eat. But now it has changed. So now they're protecting animals from humans. Yeah, because humans, their population has gone up. And so now they need a place to settle. Yeah. And so a place to settle means invading the animal world.
George, talk about having fun in the sun and in the wilderness, you know. This game park is so much fun. And actually it's not so far away from Samia River Lodge.
Yeah, it's, if you came to Samia, you would really love to be here, because it's just 30-40 minutes drive. You're already at the honeymoon. And one of the good things is that you can do two things at the same time. You come here and do this safari, and then you end up at the waterfalls. So you'll get to the waterfalls enough. But also when you come out in the wild, you can't only be in the car. Yeah. You need to come out a little bit, stretch your legs, because you've been sitting for long. Yeah. And you see, a park is one of those nice places you can be. It, for me, I would call it a stress buster.
A stress buster?
Yes, because you're out there, you've been stressed, you have a lot of phone calls. Like if you're in Kampala, you know how Kampala looks. You're in the jam, you have, and then you have a lot of phone calls, you have also work. But when you come here, at some point, they'll have places that doesn't have network. Yeah. You've been to Samia, you don't have good reception for phones.
Yeah, so they're working on it.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it is nice because you have to be on holiday. But if you're on holiday,
fun
you have
enough,
to rest.
this place has reception.
Yeah, and you can.
I love the landscape that you're able to even look far beyond.
And when you look at the animals, you begin to see how they live here and what happens if they're here.
Yeah, so when we're coming, we passed by a river.
Yes.
Is that like the drinking source for all the animals around here?
Yes.
Especially those hartebeests?
Yes. The hartebeests, the cobs, the warthog, buffalo, lions, that's the place they go and congregate to actually take water. They need water to refresh the body.
So this chance, we didn't get a chance to have a glimpse of the elephants, the lions, but I believe next time when we do come back, you'll have we'll have an exposure to such species. That is very correct. The issue when we come to in the wilderness like this, we don't see everything almost. Yeah. Because they're living in they're living in that natural habitat. Yes. And then we never made let's say a communication to let them know that we are coming, so they can wait for us. Yeah. And so, is there even such a thing like that? Oh, of course, you can't do it here. Yeah. So I think you would actually even get a different feel when you actually walk on ground. Yeah. Even than when you're in a car. That's true. I feel like, because this is more refreshing. I mean, the breeze. How are you enjoying the breeze? Yes. Everything is so cool. So when you come out in this safari, many times you'll find a lot of signs on every track. Yes. We have signs. Yes. Now the sign is to give you a location so that you don't get lost wherever you're going, because, well, you'll need to know where you are. And how are you going to know where you are? You'll have to use the signs, you have to use the track has a sign that leads you to a different other places. So and why is it important, George? I want you to emphasize this. Why is it so important for someone to go away from town, as far as Kampala, even beyond, to come and enjoy this experience? I mean, why should I? There are many reasons why you should leave Kampala, leave Gulu, leave Arua, and then come to the national park. One, to relax your brain. Yeah. You know, our brain. A brain relaxer? Yeah. Oh, I called it a buster, a stress buster.
you need to relax your brain. Two, you need to, well, there's stress. You are stressed out, you need to take something. But also, why should someone come all the way from America to look at your animal?
Yeah.
You have them here.
Well, George, I can't wait for breakfast. I'm excited to go at the falls. I think we should do this.
Oh yeah, let's just go there.
Cool.
The park is bisected by the Victoria Nile, which plunges 45 meters over the remnant Rift Valley Wall, creating the dramatic Murchison Falls, the centerpiece of the park and the final event in an 80-kilometer stretch of rapids.
There is only one word I can use to describe this moment. I can only say, wow. This is what TV dream is made of. This is still the moment whereby you make a show using this backdrop and haters will be like, that's Photoshop. For real, you can't go better than this. Breakfast at the top of the falls. Wow. Laura, I thought you were actually kidding when you say that we're actually going to have our breakfast on top of the falls. How did you come up with this amazing concept?
Well, this is actually the highlight of our guest experience at Samia River Lodge.
Yeah.
It's only 10 minutes drive away on a proper tarmac road, as you saw.
Yeah.
So we thought, why not allow guests to experience it like this?
Yeah.
You know, before this, people would actually just come, look, take pictures like those guests, those tourists over there. But then we thought, if we actually do breakfast or lunch or drinks, then they get to stay here longer and enjoy it more and feel like it's an actual experience.
All right,
Not
so
just
Laura, unveil for me, what do we have inside the box? Let me see. Should we open it up?
Yeah, open.
Wow, amazing.
So you've got a lovely sandwich,
Yeah.
pancake, Rolex. Of course, we have to have a Rolex, the famous Ugandan Rolex.
Yeah. Wow, wow. So what has been the best reciprocation from guys that have had this experience? Because mine is fantastic.
They absolutely love it very much, and it's always a surprise. You know, not many people have actually been here. Not many people, because they just do the game drive, the boat ride, and then they don't get to see this. So it's always a really good experience for them. Yeah.
George, I mean, taking a look at this, somebody will say that we are crazy. I mean, for having such an amazing experience on top of the falls. This is epic. You can't find this anywhere else. How do you feel about this experience?
Well, for me, it's something very amazing. You know, we are so used to taking breakfast inside a room, but it's nice to be out here. And you have this at your background, you have all the sound, you have, you know, so it feels wild. It feels very relaxing. It feels, you actually feel you're out, at least with the family or with your friends. There's a way you know, it kind of change of environment, change of different attitude, change of, I told you before, even every time we are doing this, I tell you that the park is a stress buster. You've been doing it, maybe you have a husband, he has been disturbing you all that time, you have a wife, but when you come out here, you get a different experience. You have children have been disturbing you. You know, these days we have people going back to school. So you are crying out, you have school fees, but you're out here, you're like, oh yeah, I think yes.
I am sure that this falls has a lot of great history. What do you know more about this? Can you tell me more about this falls?
The waterfall itself has been here for ages. And in this place, the Acholi and the Banyoro used to have an intermarriage here.
Yes.
And they had different names of the waterfalls.
The Bacholian?
The Acholi, they call the place Wangjok, meaning the eye of the spirit.
Yes.
Because it's a very rare place to find a rainbow. And in this place, always we see a rainbow each time there is a good sunlight. And rainbow in Ugandan setting or in the African setting, it is associated to evil.
Yeah.
Each time when we grow up, they tell you at the end, every end of the rainbow, there must be snakes. They also tell you that the evil spirits are making celebrations. So like when you come close to it, you can be used as a sacrifice. And so, but here, we come and find a rainbow all the time. So they say it is Wangjok, the place, the eye of the spirit. They've just displayed the eye here. And so they would come to make sacrifice because yes, it would give them the day-to-day living, the bringing of good harvest, the causing in peace in society, and all sorts. So they are respected. The Banyoro also would come to this same place to offer sacrifice, to do all the other stuff. But also, before the water level, the two communities would jump over. They would jump over the side and pick a girl from here as a reward for being bold. When you're bold, it means, yes, jump over the falls. So you're bold, that means you can take care of your community. So, and so they had an intermarriage here. But again, in 1864, when Samuel Baker came in, he tried to have a look at this waterfall from the bottom and thought it was the source of the Nile. And that's why he gave it the name Murchison. And Murchison was the president of the Royal Geographical Society. He was the guy who was behind Africa. According to history, the whole of Africa was called the Dark Continent. It was dark. We became very annoyed, the Africans, calling us dark. This is dark. But literally, the meaning of Dark Continent means the interior of Africa is not known to the rest of the world.
Well, I love the fact that at times this falls gets to splash some water on you.
Yeah.
So this is actually not me sweating, guys. This is the falls doing that because it has to bless you with some of its waters. So George, one more question. One would think it's very crazy, but are there any activities that are ongoing around here?
Oh yes. Not only viewing the waterfall, but you can also walk around the fall. We've just seen the Murchison.
Rafting, some water activity. Are there any that are advised to be?
They do a boat ride, but below the waterfall. Above the waterfall is all rapids. So you can't do a major activities about the waterfall. But below, yes. And then, okay, there is also white water rafting, which is done in Murchison Falls, but also above. Yeah. And then below, yes. Here in 1864,
you do know a lot of history, George.
Being a guide, you need to learn a lot. So the water split here. We have two waterfalls here. We have the Murchison Falls and we have Uhuru Falls. So Uhuru Falls came out in 1962 during the time that Uganda got independence, and that's why they called it Uhuru. So it just, when you look at the water, look at this river here, and see the one that goes that way. It makes another waterfall behind. We'll take a look maybe sometime later.
Amazing. I'm sure the camera guys will capture all that. Laura and George, let me start with Laura. There's been, because this is not political yet, but there's been a suggestion or sort of proposal that the government wanted to come up with or wants to come up with to transform this into a dam that can generate power. What's your take on that?
Well, I'm sure you can guess that I'm absolutely against it. Totally. I mean, look at this. Who would want to kill this, you know? I would think that instead they should be doing a lot more with this place to invite more tourists, because I mean, the revenues that tourism brings in is a lot. Obviously, I can understand why they want to do a dam, but I'm totally against it.
If you could describe Zambia in 2 words, what would those words be? I mean, judging from the experience, I went to the game park. I of course, later on, I also I have to put my feet into the pool. I saw the rooms are epic. Everything is amazing. I went for this nature walk. How would you describe this place?
Serenity and thrilling, basically. Yes, but there's a lot to do. You saw that the game drive is not far from the lodge at all.
Everything is
the boat ride is not far. This is literally in our backyard. Then we have nature walks right on the property. There's just so much to do, and yet it is still so serene, you know, with all the nature around. So it literally feels like you have gone away from the norm, really gone out of town, really gone out of your basically normal surroundings, and yet it's only a 5-hour drive.
Yeah, I would advise that. I think each and every person needs to experience this at least once in their lifetime. Yeah.
Definitely.
So since that you don't allow swimming here, I'm sure I'm going to go back home. Now, listen, I'm calling Samia. I'm calling Samia my home. I'm going back home to dip my body into that pool. But George, as we wind up this interview, it's been an amazing experience. I've enjoyed you. Every information you have it here on your fingertips. That's quite amazing. What would be the last words to wind up this trip?
Well, people out there, I think the best you can do is come over in the park. We've told you it is a stress buster. You come out and take out all your stress, and Samia is one of the other places. You've seen the environment, it's a very cool place. When you get there, you can sit under the trees. You literally may not even want to sit inside the room. You can come and sit under the trees and relax. Look at the birds that are singing songs for you instead of the music played in DVDs and all the other things. And then come out and look at the animals. I mean, like this morning, we almost were the only people out there. So for nature lover, you're kind of free, relaxing. Everything is there around for you. And you come over the waterfall. Just within an hour, you do everything.
Next time, if anybody wants to come to Murchison Falls and specifically to Samia, how can they contact you?
Well, it's very easy also to get to Samia because it is on your way to Para. And well, if someone wants me in person, then you can call me on
Say that number.
0775 590 723, or you can write me a WhatsApp on 0706 12 48 61. But also you can contact our information office at Para, and then they will be able to give you still a ranger who can help you in your holiday.
It's better be George. I'm telling you, George is good. Laura, how can people get in touch with Samia? How do they locate them with their socials, their telephone numbers? If they want to do bookings, how do they get in touch?
Well, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Basically, Samia River Lodge. You'll be able to find us if you search for that. But also www.sambiariverlodge.com. The phone number would be 0772 361 866.
Say that again.
0772 361 866. Yes.
Well, thank you very much. I had an amazing time. I can't wait to come back.
We've had an amazing time with you as well.
Yeah. I can't wait to come back. I slept like a baby, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Yes, you left too early for your game drive.
Yeah, yeah. I woke up at 6 and I love to sleep a lot, but it was all worth it. It was all worth it. So next time I'll come with my family or some loved ones. I'll make sure that I won't come with these camera guys. They disorganize me a lot. Though I love them so much. I had so much fun, and yeah, with this, I think I'm going to go back to the hotel, dip my body into the pool, and then go back to Kampala, finally get back to the grinding and the hard work. But now I feel more relaxed and pampered, and yeah, it's a mix of all. Well, one thing I can tell you that Samia River Lodge has a lot of variety experiences, from the game drives to having breakfast on the waterfalls, and it's actually real. Well, I'm telling you, with the best of the good life, you get to have variety. I bring you celebrities, these amazing, breathtaking locations like this. I mean, with that, you can't have a better show than this. My name has been Drago with the guys, and I'm telling you, I'm going to check out the rest of these falls. I'm told there is a permanent rainbow. Is that even a thing? But they're saying it's true. So I'm going to go far that side to check out the falls. Whilst I'm also enjoying the scenery of this. The rapids are really crazy, very daunting and very scary. So thank you each and everybody that has stuck with us since the other week to this week. Join me next time as I bring to you another amazing personality, an incredible space, and yeah, special thanks goes to First Hammam Spa and Saloon. They're located at Fairway Hotel. You can do bookings, you can go and get pampered. Also, would love to thank Samia River Lodge for the amazing experience. I would love to thank my incredible team. They know themselves. Bye, I'm out of here. How about that for an outro? I dare all the TV presenters to do this.
Being alone with your thoughts in this epic pool, it's a kind of natural therapy you can put a price on, and it's a decent workout too.